Could the Overwatch PTR have just teased a brand new mechanic to us, which could be used for a new hero or a mercy buff? Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa. Okay, so if you watch the video I put out the other day, which breaks down this change to the order that you take damage and the order that your health is reduced, you will notice that in that video, I did touch on a very interesting topic, and this is the idea that Blizzard have just introduced a brand new mechanic on the PTR, which could open the doors for another new mechanic to be added to heroes that could possibly change the way the game is played and also indicate future abilities that new heroes, or in fact, existing heroes, could have. Okay, let's get stuck into this because it's super cool. And warning, ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, wild speculation. Okay, so the key thing here, guys, is Blizzard specifically mention non-recoverable health. Now, that actually doesn't exist in the game right now. You could argue that Winston's got this, right? So when Winston pops primal rage, his health pool dramatically increases. The thing is, though, Winston kind of changes state there. He becomes a different hero. So that's kind of the only example I can think of. But what non-recoverable health would be is in this example. So if you've got a hero that's got 200 health, you could then give it something to then maybe give it 300 health or 250 health. Nothing in the game like that currently exists. That's why this PTR patch notes are super interesting, because I believe they are laying the groundwork for some future mechanics. So let's just get this clear in our heads. I've got to get this clear in my head as well, the way this works right now on PTR. So the first type of health you will take damage on, and I'm going to refer to all of this as health, even though there is a health statistic here, but it's the combined armor, shields, health, and all of that of your hero. The first thing that will take damage is non-recoverable shield. So that means stuff like sound barrier. Now, the reason why sound barrier takes damage first is because, well, it's an ultimate, obviously. So Blizzard wants sound barrier on top of everything, and sound barrier does rapidly decay. So if it's a non-recoverable shield, so something that gives you a shield that you cannot recover as a hero, or it doesn't belong to your class in a sense, then that will take damage first. The next thing which will take damage is non-recoverable armor. And this is why Brigitte is absolutely annihilated on the PTR. So her armor pack, her rally, they now go above recoverable shields. So that means heroes like Zen, heroes like Zarya, they can be, and Symmetra, they take armor damage before they take shield damage, which of course they can regen. So no longer is their armor underneath the shields that they can regen. So they can't keep their armor essentially until it's destroyed. Although obviously Brigitte's armor does dissipate now, but you get what I'm saying, guys. Next, and this is the crucially important bit, is non-recoverable health. And like I said, this doesn't actually exist, so why even put that there? Then, of course, you get recoverable shields, so things like Zen, Zarya, they're going to lose their shields, and then you're going to lose your armor, which is recoverable. So tank heroes, think Reinhardt, think Orisa, or anybody with armor that can be healed back up. And then finally, normal HP, so your standard HP, then that will take damage. So it's completely different. And of course, on live, I'm not going to go over what it's like on live, because I guess it doesn't really matter for the point of this video. So what the hell am I getting at here, ladies and gentlemen? What is the whole point of this video? Well, now we understand that, we can start going crazy with speculation. So let's surmise this. I absolutely love that word. Blizzard most likely work 2, 3, maybe even 4 patches ahead of what we actually get on the PTR. So they already know stuff which is coming out. They already know the heroes that are under development. They already know what the next hero is. You know, the next hero is most likely fairly close to being finished. This is Hero 30. So if you were going to introduce a hero that could give health to people, which was non-recoverable, so that is, you're a 200 HP hero and I give you 100 health, and that health is there until it decays, or you just get that health because it's one of my abilities until it's destroyed. That's super interesting, isn't it? Because it means we could be getting a new support that does this. So honestly, this could really be the case of laying new groundwork for future new heroes, maybe even new abilities, new mechanics, new game modes, anything like that. You guys name it. So what about Mercy? Why would she even come into this conversation? Well, this could potentially be a really off-the-wall buff to Mercy. So my problem with Mercy has always been she doesn't really provide any sort of emergency burst healing support. Now, before we go down this rabbit hole with Mercy, I know everybody has got a different opinion on Mercy. Some people want mass res back, some people want all kinds of different stuff. But let's just roll with this for a second, because I think it is some pretty decent speculation. So imagine one way to mitigate this issue of not being able to provide emergency burst support would be to enable overhealing when she meets maybe certain criteria. So let's think of it this way. Imagine if she could preload other heroes with overhealing in preparation for them to take burst damage, because that would give them the ability to mitigate incoming burst damage. So if you're on Gibraltar, first point, the enemy are pushing super hard, your Reinhardt you can see is about to get smashed. What does Ana do? Ana throws the grenade in, she starts pumping healing in. What does Moira do? She throws the big juicy heal orb, then she starts healing. What does Mercy do? Well, Mercy just keeps healing, right? And that's all she can really do. But think of it now. Imagine if Mercy could overcharge her staff, pumps healing into the Reinhardt, gives him an extra percentage based of his HP. So maybe gives him an extra 20% of his standard HP. Then that somehow, I don't know, maybe introduces a cooldown onto Mercy's staff, so it doesn't work for another 2 or 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds. In that time, though, it's allowed Mercy to buff up that tank before it takes burst damage. Now, while I think this might be a super, super cool idea, the big issue here is, what is Blizzard's internal view on Mercy, and will we ever really know that? Well, maybe Blizzard think Mercy's okay how she is. Maybe Blizzard have got ideas for a brand new hero. Maybe it's just like Mercy is okay now, so we're not really going to deal with her. Maybe when we look at Mercy, and even me specifically, and go, well, actually, I'd like it if she had some sort of support. I always like burst healing support, that is. I always view her as the guardian angel, which has come down in the heat of the battle to save you. You can argue that she does sort of do this now because she can use her guardian angel to fly around the map to get to people who might not be able to be healed, let's say by an Ana. Maybe there's line of sight issues. Same for a Zen, or Lucio is just not near enough. You know, stuff like that. So there is an element of that already to Mercy. But as we know, Mercy, a lot of people do want to see changes to the hero. So I think it's super cool to sort of speculate. All right, let's talk about Hero 30 and potential new heroes after that. So if we run with the overhealing mechanic, with this ability to give other heroes non-recoverable health, maybe that could be the signature for the next hero, this overhealing mechanic. And if that happens, then Blizzard obviously wouldn't want to put that onto Mercy, because they don't want similar abilities on, well, I guess the same ability, so to speak, on different heroes. There are some abilities in the game which are fairly close to each other, but what I'm trying to say is, if an entire hero is built around giving bonus HP, then they would not look at giving that ability to Mercy. The other thing to consider here is, what about the impact of other burst healers? So what about Ana? What about Moira? If you suddenly give another hero the ability to give somebody loads of HP, or you give Mercy the ability to do that, does that suddenly make Mercy too powerful? Would it make this new hero too powerful? What happens to Ana? What happens to Moira? This is a super interesting debate, I think, guys. That's why I wanted to make this video, because Blizzard are not stupid. When it comes to making the game, the guys over at T4, they plan very far in advance. They look at things that need to be in the game now, which will then make a difference for when subsequent patches come out further down the line. And of course, it allows them to test these new systems, to test the way, the groundwork, so to speak, test the foundations before they start building on top of that. And of course, I did explain in a previous video that this is actually a really huge change to the game, because it means armor can be removed by splash damage on top of heroes that have got recoverable shields. So it means Zen is no longer as crazy tanky as he normally is when Brig's on his team, and it means Brig is actually pretty not great right now. It also means Symmetra and Zarya are different as well. So it's a different kind of way of playing Overwatch. It's subtle, but it's actually a huge change because it impacts a lot of different metas. It changes, it may mean that we actually go back to a more sort of dive-orientated meta, a more DPS-orientated, fast-moving meta, away from super solid, slow-moving tanks that can just brawl forever on the point. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Could we be onto something here with this being an underlying mechanic which could lead to a future hero, a hero that could potentially give HP, bonus HP, that is bonus health, so the white bar, I guess, to really get simple with this. Because I know it's confusing when you say health, because health is kind of like combined everything, shields, armor, and whatever. But also there is a health statistic, so in a way it's not. So let's just say white health. If a hero turns up which can give health, then I guess we've kind of been on the money with this speculation. I don't know. Guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember you can follow me on Twitter, which is @Stylosa. You can also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and you can follow me on Instagram, which is @Stylosa. I'd also love to see what you guys think about this on Twitter as well, so do let me know. All right, guys, I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. Toodaloo.